Ayy, see me, I'm a legend in these streets, yeah. If you need some game, to come to me, yeah. Watch us turn y'all boys to men, y'all gon' see, yeah. Help them get some money, build their legacy, yeah. Whoa, see me, I'm a legend in these streets, yeah. If you need some game, to come to me, yeah. Watch us turn y'all boys to men, yeah, you gon' see, yeah. Help them build some money, build their legacy, yeah. Ayy, said it's the gas station show, yeah. Whoa, we got that gas for your soul, yeah. Ayy, you need some game, this where you go, ayy. Whoa, you need some game, this where you go, ayy. We're not new to this, we've been true to this. We pulling out the slabs, just the lane switch. When them boys get mad, they get dangerous. Lil' homie, watch your backs, don't miss your angles. Said it's the gas station show, whoa, whoa. We got that gas for your soul, ayy. Whoa, said it's the gas station show, ayy, ayy. We got that gas for your soul, whoa.
Welcome to the Gas Station Podcast. Welcome to the Gas Station Podcast. Another episode of the Gas Station Podcast. The fuel the ground for the mind, the body, and the soul. You understand? I got my Instagram, I got my Facebook, and now I'm going live on YouTube. What's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing today? Welcome to the Gas Station Podcast, man. I hope y'all, we're a community of love, man, helping each other grow, helping each other build, man. Got a lot going on, man. And so today we got a good show today. And I think this show will help us, each and every one of us. What's up, Melissa? What's going on, everybody? What's happening, everybody? Today we got a great show. And we're going to talk about, today we're going to be talking about constructive criticism, y'all. Constructive criticism, man. Is constructive criticism good or is constructive criticism bad? That's what we're going to talk about today. Constructive criticism and how we can build on constructive criticism. Y'all know I like to talk about three things, man, and I like to touch on 3 points when I talk, so we can flow pretty well. And I got 3 points we're going to talk about today about constructive criticism, man. And we're going to talk about somebody giving you constructive criticism. We're going to talk about somebody giving you constructive criticism. And constructive criticism is good for you. Constructive criticism is good for us all. But there's 3 places that you got to understand the constructive criticism, because sometimes we get so offensive when somebody wants to criticize us or has something to say about the things that we are doing. So today we're going to touch on the 3 things that we're going to touch on 3 areas about constructive criticism where you shouldn't internalize constructive criticism or take it so personal, you understand me, because constructive criticism actually comes from a good place, man, or at least tries to come from a good place, man. And so we're going to talk about the 3 things, three places I believe that constructive criticism comes from, and how we can build off constructive criticism, and also how when we're receiving constructive criticism, we know how to receive it and know how to funnel it. So you got to be able to funnel information. You got to be able to shake it through the funnel. Use what you can use, and then the stuff that's still in the funnel or the shifter, then you discard that. So you don't have to take everything in that somebody said. They just giving you their perspective. And there's 3 areas that in constructive criticism I want to touch on that will help you understand when somebody gives you constructive criticism, that you don't have to internalize, or you don't have to defend yourself, or you don't have to debate with them about their opinion. Because a lot of times when people give you constructive criticism is because you presented something to them or you showed them something, and so now they want to critique it or make you better in their perspective, how they can make you better, or whether it's worth your time or your energy or your effort, whatever the case may be. So the first area that I want to touch on constructive criticism is safety. Safety. A lot of times your parents, your friends, your loved ones, even your constituents, you understand me, that you may share something with, is going to give you constructive criticism based off safety. Because they don't want you to get hurt. They don't want your feelings hurt. They don't want you to lose your money or squander because they think that they may think for whatever reason, because maybe they haven't experienced it. Maybe they are an expert in that subject. And they already see that you're not going to be successful in that subject. It's two different areas. It's a motherfucker who's going to, who just is your parents. Maybe you want to be a rapper, and they don't understand it because they worked at the post office all in their life, so they're going to tell you out of safety. Or it may be somebody who's an expert in that position, or an ex, for example, we're going to be hypothetical, an ex-NBA player. And this ex-NBA player, you may be a good high school player, but it doesn't translate into NBA good player. You just a good high school player that's going to be a sucky college player and an even suckier NBA player. But you may end up being a great NBA player. But, you know, him being an expert, he can kind of see the fundamentals and the tools and say, all right, well, he's good on this lower level, but he's not going to be an expert when it comes to a higher level. You understand me? And so he may be protecting you from that. So he may want to offer you other alternatives because he know that, you know, you may be decent, but you ain't good enough to play on a professional level. You understand me? And so I'm just being facetious when I say that, but I'm trying to prove a point when I say that, you know, that you have two different kinds of people two different levels of people who are going to give you constructive criticism. You understand me? So, you know, they're going to give it to you in a safe place because they don't want to see you hurt. They don't want to see you harmed. They don't want to see your feelings hurt. And they're protecting you. They're being basically what I consider as an enabler instead of allowing you to go through the process, go through and learn through the experience. You know, they're going to try to help you avoid bad situations or help you avoid getting your feelings hurt or getting your getting your emotion, or, you know, because they don't want people to go through depressions, and people go through a lot of stuff through rejection or through different situations. So they're basically moving, or they're acting in safety, so you don't have to experience, or so you don't. So they're safeguarding you from a disappointment or a bad situation or squandering through their own personal experience that they have experienced, whether they're an expert in that subject or maybe they're just someone who loves you, who has had a whole different experience, and they've seen a lot of other people fail, and so they don't think that you're going to be successful either, but you might be a great success, but they don't know that. They just assuming because they may have seen the 10%ers fail. And so they're doing that out of safety. They're not trying to hurt you or harm you. They're doing it because they love you, and they're doing it out of concern for you. And so a lot of times when people give you constructive criticism, it's not to harm you or hurt your feelings. It's to protect you and keep you in a safe place. That's number one. That's number one on the list of why constructive criticism. And that's one of the reasons why you have to be mindful of constructive criticism, because when they're in a safe place, they're thinking on their experience, not on God's vision for you. Only you want to have God's vision. So you have to be able to take what they're saying out of love, not out of hatred, not out of debate, not out of internalizing things, thinking that they're hating on you. They're only giving you their experience and their wealth of knowledge. Number two, after safety is their education, their level of education. You know, like I said, you got two different levels of education. You got some people who are giving you constructive criticism, knows nothing about the industry that you're endeavoring, knows nothing about what you're trying to get into. They're just basing their constructive criticism off of their education. off of their knowledge, off of their experience. Where you may on the flip side, you have somebody who may be your mentor or may be an expert in that field. And they're giving you their constructive criticism also because they're helping you improve on what you got going on, or they may feel that you're not the man for the candidate for that particular arena because you may not be a good fit for that. But regardless of the fact, they are an expert in that situation, so they're basing their opinion based on their expertise in the field that you're going. And so you also have to listen to them because they may have some jewels for you, so you won't waste your time or waste your energy or waste your space trying to accomplish something that may not be feasible or may not be able to be accomplished in that particular season or period or never. I don't know. But so you have two different kind of people. You have that parent or that friend or that loved one or just that person that you had introduced whatever you may be trying to do to and ask their opinion. And so they decided to give you their constructive criticism versus praising you. They gave you an honest opinion. So that particular opinion, even though it may not be what you want to hear, it is good for you based on their experience. And like I say, you put it in the sifter. You put it in the sifter. You don't just take what they say as the Bible. I don't even give a damn if it's the myth. You cross-reference it, you work through it, and you decide whether that's good quality information, that's not good quality information at the time that you need, or I'm going to use some of that, but some of that I can disregard because I'm not doing that, or that's not what God's vision. God has a vision that he wants me to do this. Regardless what it may not look like, but God's vision for me is different from God's vision from anybody. And God has an ordained plan for me, and God's perspective in my life is going to be different from anybody's perspective, period. I don't care who it is. I don't give a damn if it's the mental, because you're going to put your swag, you're going to put your flavor, you're going to put your taste on everything and you're going to put your mark, and you're going to put your signature on every endeavor you get into. So yours is going to be different from his, hers, whatever the case may be. So people are basing their constructive criticism based on their level of education or what they know through their education, through their experience, and through their life. And so they mean well based on the information that they have, but they don't have God's information. They don't have God's information. And so you have to also take their information, being the expert or just being the layman, doesn't matter. You have to take that information at a grain of salt, and you have to see what fits for you. And that doesn't mean you to be just scared. That means you to be able to not react emotionally, but to be able to react, but to be able to respond by thinking through the information that they gave you. And that doesn't mean that you argue with them about the information. That doesn't mean because it may not fit in your spirit. You may be angry with the information they're giving you, but always remember that it's based out of love, and don't take it so harshly. Take it as what it is. Learn from it, grow from it, build from it, analyze that information. If it is useful, use it. If it's not, don't use it. So that's number two. People give you constructive criticism based off of safety. Second, they give it based off of what they know personally. Some people, like I said, know through expertise, through mentorship, through among other things. Some people know certain things through just living life that has nothing to do with what you're doing, but they're giving you their constructive criticism based off of their life experience. And so you just take everything as a grain of salt. You understand me? You learn. But the main thing is don't internalize it. Don't get angry about it. And don't debate the information. Listen. Have an ear to listen. Have an ear to be receptive. And understand that whoever is telling you what, when they give you that constructive criticism, they're giving it to you based off of love. They're giving it to you based off of love. And that goes into my third reason why constructive criticism is important. The third reason is love. The reason why they're telling you whatever they're telling you, whether you agree with it or not, that constructive criticism is because they love you. Because nobody has to take the time out to give you or tell you or waste their time to go back and forth with you if they don't love you. Or they don't care about you. Or they don't care about your well-being. So the reason why they're giving you this constructive criticism is because they love you. And it's based off of the love that they have for you. That they're willing to sacrifice a friendship or sacrifice a loved one or giving you honest dialogue. They might not even be trying to sacrifice shit. They just might be just giving you honest dialogue. Nigga, you ain't good at this. Nigga, that ain't for you. Or that's for you. Or but you need to do this, or you need to step your game up. You need to practice more if you want to be successful. I know you talented, but if you don't practice, you ain't gonna make it. You know, whatever the case may be, whatever or that didn't sound like shit. Whatever the case may be, it's cool. But understand that it comes from a place of love. And when they talk to you, and when they give you that constructive criticism, they giving it to you from a love standpoint. So don't get into it with your parents every time your parents has a suggestion. My daddy always got something to say. You understand me? I don't internalize, my mama too, but I don't internalize nothing they say. I love them for where they at, because I know that whether I agree with them or not, a lot of times I don't even agree with them, but I know that whether I agree with them or not, that everything that they tell me comes from a place of love, comes from a place of caring, and all they don't want to see me fail or be hurt in anything. So they tell me things based off of their life experiences and by the way they go about their life or what they wish they could have did differently. And so that's the reason why they give you this advice, because they know through their experiences, if they would have did it a little bit differently, then they would have probably been better off, or they would have did this, or whatever the case may be, or they did this and it worked. And every time they did it was consistently worked. So they'll give you information based off, hey, every time I did this, it worked. So if you do this, then it'll work. But that might not be for you. It worked for you, but it might not work for me. And so you don't know. But the main thing is don't get upset with your parents. Don't internalize what your parents say. Don't try to get upset or ostracize or debate or argue or think that people are wrong for constructive criticism. Constructive criticism is good for you. Constructive criticism can help you grow, especially if you look for constructive criticism from the right people, from the right mentors, from the people who can help develop you financially, emotionally, relationship-wise, mentally. You understand me in these different areas. You understand me creatively. You understand me, especially when you're trying to do creative things. You understand me? So don't disregard what people say. Receive it, understand it, and know that constructive criticism is here to help empower you, improve you, and make you better. And you need that side of this. Not only do you need the side of the perspective of the people who are glorifying you or applauding you or always patting you on your back, you also need the other side of the spectrum so you can get a full perspective. The people who love you, care for you, and are on your corner, who are also going to be honest with you. who are going to give you their perspective from their experience, from their life being, and then so you evaluate their lifestyle. Like, is this, that, and the other? Is this fit? And then you do that, but you don't go back and forth because they are doing it out of love. And so take an opportunity to listen, then go back, cross-reference, evaluate it, put it in the sifter, excuse me, and utilize that information, utilize the things that are going to help you, you understand, utilize the things that are going to make you better, and kind of discard the rest. You understand me? But move and understand that constructive criticism is here to make you better. Man, this is Legacy Moves, man. This is Legacy Move. This is Legacy Move Podcast, and this is what we talking about today, man. We talking about constructive criticism because, when you're in a creative space and when you're doing a lot of things and you're going to be doing things new, and when God puts a vision on you, you got to understand that God's vision for you ain't for everybody else. And when God gives you a vision, and when God empowers you and is going to take you to the next level, you have to use that information. And a lot of people ain't going to see that. And some people are, depending on the experts, you allow to mentor you. And so I always have people giving you their honesty. Don't be around a bunch of motherfuckers who gonna give you a bunch of fake ass bullshit. Motherfuckers who ain't really, all they gonna do is praise you and give you data boys all the time. Don't just want to hear data boys all the time to build your confidence. You understand me? Listen to things that's gonna actually help give you some meat and gravy and help goddamn build you up as a person and make you a better person. You understand me? And this is what we talk about. That's why I told you this is a community. You understand? We got all different arrays of subjects to talk about. You understand me? Because we ain't just doing that 9 to 5. We're doing creative things. We're going in creative spaces. We're trying to help each other. We're trying to help each other grow. And this was what was on my heart today, because I'm doing a lot of creative things, and a lot of people I bring in my business, you understand me, that I love, that also have shit to say to me. You understand me? People who I am being mentored under, you understand me? So I have to also do the same thing with those people as I'm in my because creativity is not for everybody's eyes. You understand me? What's beautiful to you may not be beautiful to somebody else. You understand me? The beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. You understand me? I always remember that. And so, man, take the create. Don't internalize the constructive criticism. No constructive criticism is here to develop you and make you better. And the people who give you the constructive criticism are not your yes men. They are the people who love you and care for you and are trying to keep you on the safe path. You understand? Which I'm not saying the safe path is always the right path, but that is their intention. And so know that anytime you are confronted with that, it comes from a place of love, and it's not a time to create an argument or create friction or create a debate. Man, this Legacy Moves, man. I just wanted to feed the people, man. You know what I'm saying? I got to give it to you every day, man. I got my Lakers, man. Yellow and purple on, man. You understand me? Go Lakers, man. You know what I'm saying? We moving forward. We making big moves, man, in this gas station podcast, man. We growing a community, a strong community, a community of people who are here to stay. You understand me? We're going to get together soon. We're going to start doing conferences. We got a lot to go, and I'm going to help mentor each and every one of y'all into being successful and to developing products, developing things and creative services that are going to be profitable and to be successful in whatever you got going on. So, you know what I'm saying? Everybody has something different. And everybody wants to do something different. So my goal in the gas station is to pour in. First, fill your motor up so you can get them wheels to turning. And then second, whatever you are interested in, I'm here to help mentor and help you be successful in that. Man, Thanks for everybody tuning in, man. What's going on, Bobby Earl? I see you, man. Boy, but you called us late, man. We finna get ready to go, man. This is Legacy Moves, man. This is the Gas Station Podcast. Make sure y'all tune in. Make sure y'all like and subscribe, man. Keep building. We got 70 more people, man, before we monetize, man. And we are trying to build it so we can be able to get some money in here so we can start doing things together and keep building this family, keep building this community. Man, this Legacy Moves, man. All my Instagram followers, all my Facebook followers, and all my YouTube followers, man. Love y'all and peace out, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.